All right, and with us now to break it all down for us is Politico's chief polling analyst, Steve Shepard. Steve, good to see you.
Good morning.
All right, Steve, we've learned that Trump has instructed his campaign staff across the country not to attack Clinton over her health. But obviously, the campaign is continuing to point to that deplorables comment. What do you make of this strategy, and how damaging is that remark going to be for Clinton going forward?
Well, for one, I think Donald Trump's campaign is smart to avoid talking about Hillary Clinton's diagnosis of pneumonia and the episode that we saw on Sunday in New York City. The American people will judge that and her competence really and her fitness probably 13 days from now when the two candidates meet on Long Island in the first debate. They'll see the candidates side by side. It's very important, I think, for Hillary Clinton to have recovered fully for that debate. On the basket of deplorables, if you will, I think both campaigns are looking to maximize whatever they can out of this. You heard the indignation from Governor Pence. You're also hearing, though, from the Clinton campaign, not a total walkback. They think it helps them when they point out, just as Hillary Clinton did in her speech a couple of weeks ago about the so-called alt-right movement and its associations with the Trump campaign, they think it helps them when they point out some of the beliefs of some of Donald Trump's supporters. She has walked back the grossly generalized part of that. But I think they look at, both campaigns look at this as something that maybe could benefit them down the road.
All right, Steve, we've been talking about Hillary Clinton's answer about her pneumonia all day. She said she kept the diagnosis to herself because she thought she could power through it. Is that explanation going to be enough? Do you think it's going to work?
I think it depends on how long the recovery is. I think it depends on how long it's going to take for her to get back in front of the camera. You heard President Bill Clinton on CBS both last night and this morning. You heard Hillary Clinton calling into CNN last night, but again, just her voice. I think once she has recovered, and hopefully for her sake it would be this week and soon, once she can get out in front and show the American people that she's feeling better, I think that might help move this story a little bit in the rearview mirror. That said, the longer it drags on, she's at home today for the second straight day now, the longer that drags on, the more questions I think will be raised about her ability to recover to get back on the campaign trail.
All right, Steve, we've got some new national polling from NBC News I want you to weigh in on. Clinton leads Trump by just 4 points among all voters and by just 2 points among independents. How concerned should the Clinton camp be by these numbers?
Look, the race has narrowed a little bit. NBC News and SurveyMonkey had this as big as almost a 10-point race back right after the Democratic convention. The past 2 weeks, her lead had been at 6 points. Now it's at 4 points. That's pretty consistent with what we're seeing nationally. As far as independent voters, look, Mitt Romney won independent voters in 2012, according to the exit polls, and still lost the race nationally. That's not essential for her running. There are more Democrats in the electorate than there are Republicans. It's just the nature of our American electorate. So a 2-point lead with independents is probably still good enough for her. That said, watch the movement. It's not so much where the race stands now. We still have 7.5 weeks to go until Election Day. Watch the movement, watch the trends. Right now, over the past 5 or 6 weeks, this has been a tightening race. The next sort of big inflection point looks like that debate 13 days from now. And that's where we're going to see where the race stands going into that, and then where the race stands coming out of it.
All right, and Steve, Hillary Clinton is going to be going to her bench of surrogates. It's already happening today. President Obama will be stumping for her today in Philadelphia. Talk about his effectiveness as a messenger for Clinton, especially while she's sidelined with this illness.
Well, 2 things. One, young voters. This is key for Hillary Clinton. She leads Donald Trump. Young voters really do not like Donald Trump. She leads him by a pretty wide margin, but she's still only winning about half of young voters because a lot of them say they're either undecided or they're inclined to support one of the 2 major third-party candidates, Gary Johnson and Green Party nominee Jill Stein. She needs those voters in her column, and those voters love President Obama by and large. So that is going to help her with young voters to the extent he can break through. The other part of this, you mentioned where? Philadelphia. Pennsylvania is still looming very large in this campaign. You'll notice Donald Trump cast a wide net last week with his television advertising. This week, he has it focused on only 4 states: Florida, North Carolina, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. And unless he can flip a bunch of other states, he needs to run the table and win all 4 of those states. And Pennsylvania looks like the firewall for Democrats right now. It's one of those 4 states. It's the one where Hillary Clinton has the largest lead. If she can hold him off there and prevent Trump from picking off a number of different states, he would need a Colorado and an Iowa, or an Iowa and a New Hampshire and a Nevada. If she can hold Pennsylvania, it really closes off almost every path Donald Trump has to the presidency.
All right, you are the expert. Politico, Steve Shepard. Thank you, Steve.
My pleasure.